Hey everybody, we're here with Cecile Whatman, and you are from Australia, down under.
I am, Ricky.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi.
There we go.
If we must.
We must. I'll tell you, we celebrate our Aussie friendships, and so thank you. Now, where do you live in Australia?
In Canberra.
Okay.
Yes, in the north of Canberra. So Australia's capital.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
Just south of Sydney, about 3 hours south of Sydney.
Well, we want to get to know your quilting. So, I mean, I love what I see in front of me, but tell me what your specialty is.
Okay. I do textile art, but also from the perspective of a surface design base. So I like to start with basically everything that I make generally starts with white muslin or something like that, and we paint the background to give it dimension and activity and a lot of life, and use light to manipulate, like the colour of the paints and things, to manipulate that focus and dimension.
Let's hold this guy up. I think I can get it in between us and let everyone see what you're talking about.
So sort of having dark spaces, having the gold scattering through, it just gives it a bit of movement and activity and dimension. And then I use a lot of textural elements like specialty fabrics such as velvets and silks.
Is
yarns.
This wool?
That is a wool felt, yes.
Wow, so a wool felt for the leaves and stems.
Yep.
And I'm looking at the very dark blue going to the very light blue. That's the purposeful thing that you're talking about, dimensional.
Correct, yes. And if you sort of focus in on this sort of area, it almost looks 3D. And by the use of the dark matte wool, it contrasts with the light, vibrant, lustrous velvets, and you get that visual impact and that visual effect.
I'm looking at, this, if you may not be able to tell on camera, but this, first of all, it's textural because these are velvets. Mm-hmm. This is wool. This is cotton.
Yes.
What sparkly?
Angelina fibre.
Angelina fibre.
And wool on the surface to give it, again, it's that contrast.
Oh. And then tell me about the three-dimensional elements that you actually stitch on top.
Yeah, so bamboo rayon felt, and this is a coloured luchador, so you can get luchador and paint it. There's a limited supply of the coloured luchador around, and it behaves the same. So when you heat distress that, you get that organic effect, so it just sort of bubbles and curls, so it's a very natural looking effect.
So your thing is really playing with different fibers and getting dimension.
Yes.
Let's talk about the quilt that you brought
Sure.
on the back here. Tell us about that.
Okay, I literally finished it yesterday.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You're taking your deadlines very seriously,
Very
right?
seriously. When I got the email to say that this was on, I was in England teaching, and I had 2.5 to 3 weeks between now and there. And you asked for, you wanted to talk about new work, and I didn't have any large new work, so I made one.
Oh my God.
But I started with sort of the vision of the reds on a slaty grey. I wanted that, I wanted something sort of with a bit of atmosphere.
Right.
So painted the background with grey and black inks, Sukaniko inks I used in this case. And then subtly, a lot of the detail is because it's close in colour, it's almost monochromatic. It gives that movement without being really, dominant.
Right.
So you get that effect. The visual effect is subtle, but it gives you that dimension and movement. I've got some painted misty fused through the piece.
I see that, and you've got some stamping, it looks like, that you've done on the background as well.
So stencils and stamps with a pewter and a silver.
So there's this layering that's just happening, and you're coming forward and more forward until you finally get, I guess, to the really heavy embellishments that are done in fibers.
That's right. So I sort of build the theme with the background fabrics and paints and other surface design techniques, and then I'll take it and put the foreground up with the textural elements. They're not always three-dimensional, but they often will look three-dimensional. This one, for example, there's only a tiny little bit on that, but the bird sort of pops because it's all painted, but there's that one little element.
And the cording for the wires that come across. Very, very nice. So you mentioned to me that you did teach quite extensively just in Australia, but now you're spreading your wings because the kids are getting a little bit older.
Yes.
You can get a little bit further afield. So if somebody wanted to hire you, how would they contact you?
I've got a website, which is uniquestitching.com.au. I have a very active Facebook page just under the Unique Stitching name, and from both of those you can email me.
That's fabulous.
And I'm available.
Yay! That's great. Well, everyone, I hope that you've enjoyed meeting Cecile, and I know that you'll want to see her in your neck of the woods, so send her an invitation, and I hope that you do get to travel some more. You just got back from England. You're in the United States right now. There's a lot in your future.
Thank you, Ricky.
You're welcome. Thank you.